Hey everyone, this is Dead Gamer. This is a video on all the terrain and the 3D tiles, well, one of the 3D tiles that came with Necromunda Dark Uprising, just the terrain stuff, none of the model, like miniature guys or anything like that. I've got the whole kit assembled. Few things I haven't built, but I've at least built one of everything. So I'll go through it and just kind of show you guys my general thoughts about the whole thing, because it's pretty interesting. Some of the stuff I've discovered. I'm also making a bunch of other smaller videos because otherwise I sometimes ramble, and not sometimes, I always. But I want to do like the Sector Imperialis terrain, the Sector Mechanicus terrain, the Armored Munitorum containers, the old Prometheum pipes, the old Sector Imperialis terrain. I've just got a bunch of stuff around that I want to throw in, but I don't want to... I know a lot of people are looking for specific things, so I want to make those videos per those things so you don't have to listen to a 3-hour video and skip through it trying to find the part you want. So if you're here to learn about just the basic Necromunda Dark Uprising terrain, then you have come to the right place, my friend, because that's what we're going to talk about. And I've got a cool little setup this evening. I've got this super fancy, my laptop is normally at a 90 degree, but I've got an alligator sort of action going on, and I've got this fancy Ziploc box holding my laptop up, and that way I could bring it down. Boom! Look at that. Pretty sweet. So I can sort of show stuff off and kind of give you guys an idea what's going on. So without further ado, oh, one more thing I want to talk about real quick. The kit itself comes with 3 different instruction sets, which was real interesting. Because usually when you buy a kit from GW, it's just this one big assembly pamphlet. Well, this to me kind of tells me that they're going to be doing these sets individually. And those are as follows: the columns and walls, which are the stackable stuff. You've got the thermic plasma conduits. So that makes me wonder if they're going to redo the box, because right now the thermic plasma conduits just come in a regular box. I'm wondering if they're going to redo that kit and just put it on a Necromunda kit. And then you've got the platforms and stairs, which is all the second level stuff, all the planks, elevators, ladders, shit like that. So that's something I saw that was pretty interesting, and I'm wondering if that's gonna be an actual thing or if I'm just I'm wishful thinking right now. So that being said, let's kind of get into it. First and foremost, you're gonna get 12 of these. These are the columns, these little guys right here. And the function of these pieces is they sit in these 4 squares right here. If you look at this board, we're basically, if you haven't seen my other video where I talk about this board in particular, this board has 3 main components to it. You have the 4 corners, or these 4 circles. They're not corners, the corners are here. And then you have these teeth, right? And these teeth go up here, across here, and across here. Now the columns will only fit on these circles. The teeth will only take the wall pieces. So that's important to know. And if you try to overlap stuff, it doesn't sit right, and it wants to rock, or it doesn't sit flush. And then the third section are all the clear, smooth sections, which are going to be the actual corners, these 2 sides, and these, and these, and those. So that's basically the gist of these tiles. When you buy the tile set, you get 4 of the exact same piece of plastic right here. And again, I talk about this way more in depth on my other videos, so I don't want to rehash that. But so you're going to get 12 of these, which fit on these little sections right here. And they're interlocking, which is neat. I also did a video thanking a couple people for telling me, because the first one I built of these, I glued the top on because I was excited and I didn't read the instructions. So please listen to the instructions and don't do what I did. Luckily, I only did one though. So the tops come off if you don't glue them down. And normally, if you're going to do a single story, you just leave it like that and you're golden. If you're going to stack them, you flip this upside down and it just locks right back in. And you can indefinitely just keep building these things. You can just keep going and going and going. And then once you get to where you want the top, that'll be your flat piece. And then you're solid. So that's a pretty little neat. I'll kind of do a little close up just so you could see. These little teeth right here, grab into those little teeth right there. Those are recessed a little bit down, which allows this lip to just sit right in like that. Nothing wants to fall out. It's the same principle on the single wall, which is this guy right here, and the double wall. Now the single and the double wall, same exact concept, pops out, it's got the teeth, flips upside down, locks in, and you can keep stacking them. One single wall is exactly the half of a double wall. In the set, you're going to get essentially 12 single walls, but 2 of those are the double walls, right? And then you get 8 of these. But you have enough to do 12 linear walls in terms of if you stuck them all together. 8 of those are these, 2 of those are these. So 4 meaning 1, 2 is 1, 3, 4 is 2. I'm making this way too complicated. I think I explained it better before I tried to explain it better. Sorry. So that's that. So you're going to get 8 of these, 2 of these. Shit. This is how it's going to go. You're getting 12 of these kids. Then you're going to get 2 of these doors. And these doors are exactly a double wall. Like, exactly. These doors are neat. I've only built 1 of each of these. They pretty much open straight up. They've got a cool little feature in here where they've got the actual, if you look at the art or whatever, the sculpting on this, it's got these teeth where they kind of go, come together. Well, they've modeled that in here as though the door actually opens this way. Kind of thing. Without the awesome sound effects. But you have my permission to copy that and paste that into your gaming time, whatever. So this is really cool. And this also has a neat little toothy thing here, which actually locks into the grooves on the side of this building. So when it goes in place, like, I cannot slide that off. I have to lift it up. You can almost, let's see. You can see the teeth. And it just sits right in there. And it locks. So, it's pretty nice. Once you sandwich it in, it locks in. And this does also lock in with a pillar or a column. So it'll be nice and stout. So you're going to get 2 of these doors. Another little feature on the side, you could see it's higher here and lower here and lower here. And that's to accommodate this half moon that you've got going on right there. It sits right inside of there. Just goes like that. Come on, buddy. There it is. Sits right in there. Doesn't want to like hinge out, which is nice. Obviously, once you lift it, once this passes this point right down here, you could swing it. But once it gets past that, it locks in. So the doors are pretty stout. This is the double. You're going to get 2 of these. And you get the single. Exact same thing I had said, with the cool teeth on the inside. Same swingy thing. Same top. Same locky mechanism. Just super, super stout. Doesn't really want to come out. So 2 of those as well. Also, just for an FYI, this guy right here, this will also be, no, I'll just do that in the other video. But no, fuck it, I'm already here. If you have Necromunda, whatchamacallit, Underhive, your bulkheads, literally the same exact size. So these bulkheads will fit between walls on this terrain. And then the single door, again, exactly the same size. So if you have this older stuff, that's crazy. That just came out, but it's older. This is identical, but I'll talk about that more in the upcoming video where I compare other terrain. Next, you're gonna get. Let's start with I guess the walkways. So on these columns, you're gonna get this piece right here. You get 2 of these, okay, and these sit on the top, lock down in, and it's essentially a nice straight walkway. If you're going to want to tee off of here, you're going to want to use one of these pieces. And you're going to get you're going to get 6 of these. So you're getting 2 of these. You're getting 6 of these guys. This has this weird little toothy thing right here. If you notice, it just wants to sit right in there. And unfortunately, you have to glue this. I mean, it'll sit there, but it'll sit there with a gangster lean to it. And if you try to put anything on there, odds are it's going to want to pop out. So this is going to be a committed piece. You're going to have to glue these in, and you get 6 of them. And you get 2 of these. So you can actually glue 2 on one piece, 2 on the other, and then you've used 4, and then you have 2 extras. And you can use those in other things that I'll show a little bit later. So usually you're just going to have the platform go straight through. Actually, no, I'm going to bring the camera down because I spent all this time thinking of this ingenious way of doing this, and I'm not even using it. So let's not look at my face anymore, and let's look at at this guy right down here. So you got this cool piece right here. I'll just hold it up here. Let's do that. Perfect. Okay, this locks in like so, and you slap it on down where you're going to want to use it. If you're going to build up another column, obviously you've now pretty much created a place where you can't pass through, and that's going to be when you're going to want to introduce one of these pieces. But now you've still got this crazy gap, and you're like, well, what the hell? My guy can't really, well, he can jump, but I don't want him to fail his jump roll and then fall to his death. So they came up with this cool piece. And this cool piece has these 2 little tabs that stick out. And if you go back to this guy and you look at that, right, just as though this has that little half-ish circle that locks in there, well, those tabs lock in to these places. So you go boom, and now probably have to hold this because it's going to want to fall. Nope, it kind of wants to stay. But yeah, you definitely don't want to put something on there. It's going to fall over. But now you've got a complete walkway that comes around. So I'll also use another one of these. This is the second one you get. You only get 2. So there you go. Now you have a legitimate walkway to here to there. And if you wanted to continue that through, you would have to glue another one of those on. Now that's a commitment. These are all commitment pieces that you have to glue on, unlike these pillars where you don't have to commit you don't have to glue them on and commit to being a double stack or a single stack. These you're going to have to do some serious thinking and figure out how you're going to want to do that, because if you're not going to go multiple level, there's really no reason to put these 2 here, because you could take that off and then you've got your passage straight through, right? So it's kind of pointless to throw these in. Again, you're going to get 2 of these. You're going to get 6 of these. And you're going to get, I believe, 3 of these is the number. Let me double check. Chicka-chow, ch-chow. Yeah, you get 3 of these, which are the corner pieces. You're also going to get 2 more of the same, but they have a hole in the center. And the hole actually comes with a little latch, or a like a manhole cover, or a whatever those things are, the little domey things. So in total of these corners, you're going to get 5 pieces, but you're going to get 3 solid floors, and then you're going to get 2 of the ones that have the manhole covers. So that's those kids. Now, another piece that you're going to get, and you get 4 of these, is basically this kid right here without these 2 sides. It's just that piece. And that just sits right in there. Cool thing about that is if we go back to... Oh, I think I lied to you. I got 4 of these. I said 3. So it looks like there's 4 and 2 is 6. Yeah. Because you have 6 of these, you can actually make that same piece, right? So you get the 2, you can make a few more because you get a total of 4 of these pieces and you get 6 of those. So in theory, you've got that one, you would do it again with 2 more, right? Then you do it again with your last 2. So in theory, you could make 3, and then you get 2 of these. So you can make 5 total straights. And then you're left with 1 of these. But then when you come to the situation where you need to make a curve around, you're not going to have any more of these guys to build your, to be your main spot to do that number. So you really kind of have to really think this through before you start gluing, which is why I haven't glued any of this together. You're really going to have to think it through and how you want your terrain to be. I'm probably going to make one like this where it's just a corner and it's not exactly a 4-way, because I think if I'm going to have a 4-way, meaning, or a 3-way where you could just go straight through, I'll probably just make it the top piece. But I definitely am going to want to do something similar to this, right? Where I'm going to want this to come through and then connect up with another, sorry, playing Legos right now. Boom. So I'm definitely going to want something like that. So I'll probably end up committing to this setup and gluing that together because I think that's going to be pretty helpful. So that's it for these top pieces. I'm going to kind of clear some of this out so it's not so loud and clicky. But next you've got your access points, or your access to the second level, which would be stairs or an elevator. You're going to get 2 sets of stairs. And again, I've only built 1 set. And the instructions actually tell you to glue the stairs together. They tell you specifically. So here's your stairs. You're going to get, basically, let me hold this together. This setup right here, you're going to get 2 of them. So they tell you to glue it on. I don't think you should. I think you should build it this way, where your first one, it's basically, this is one piece, the stairs. And then these 2 support legs is a second piece. But this by itself will just stand on the board. It's flush. So not that there's any 1/2 level terrain, but it's standalone, which is nice. And then this piece, which is a flat, like a landing, they call it in construction. Then you've got another set of stairs, and then you've got another set of braces. So if you kept these separate, the nice thing is you could just, with this interaction, the way these little grabby spikes here, but also that indent down in there, well, the indent seats it from swinging down, and the grabby spikes keep it from popping up. So it actually locks in place. Relatively, right? So you do that and you're golden. And then if you ever want, you need the stairs to go this way, you can do that. Or if you want, you need the stairs to go this way, you can do that. So you get more versatility if you keep that apart. The reason why you'd want to do something like that is, let's say you've got a pillar here. Let's try to roll this around, looking at the camera. And let's say you're going to want your stairs to go from back here around and up. So you do something like that, and you can hug that pillar, right? See? Now, you could also do it reverse, because you didn't glue it. Swap it around, and it hugs the pillar. And alternatively, let's say you wanted to do a nice long shot, and you had this guy right here, and this kid right here. You can make it. Now this is kind of bogus, because these little on the mat that you get with the game, you're not going to have a problem. But on this 3D terrain, because these little teeth stick up, it doesn't really sit great if you go perfectly in line. But there's like a sweet spot where you can kind of find it and it'll lock in. And then you can do like a nice long space like that. And again, this top stairs doesn't lock into anything. So you can actually slide this anywhere along here, like those old library ladders with the track. So it literally will just slide, and you just put it where you want it. Obviously, it's going to be more stable in some places on this tile than in others. But, you know, if you really want to do that, you can totally do that, and it'll work. So you're going to get 2 of these. Your other options for getting up to the second level are 2 of these elevators. Okay? Now the elevator, let's pull this apart. It comes in a few pieces. It's this piece, then this top piece right here. Imagine where that little right angle is right there. Bring that straight across. That's a piece that goes all the way across. You glue that on. And then you've got this piece, which is the actual platform for the elevator. That just push fits right in to where you want to be. So if you want to bring the elevator higher, you just push it in, and it holds, which is pretty neat. I'm guessing over time it might get worn down and it'll want to fall. How I've always done elevators and things like ladders is I'll just move my guy up to the place he's going to climb, and then I'll say, let's say he has 2 more inches of space to move. I'll put a dice next to him that says 2, and that represents how many inches he's already started to go up. Because before this, and before this also, because another thing that's nice about this is your base actually, your model can go and fit on inside. Now, if you've got too many rocks on your base, it's not going to fit, but it will. As long as your base doesn't have too much crap. If you're using the plastic Necromunda bases, they'll all fit under there. But that's something I left out. But this elevator right here, I'll probably end up just gluing it in, because I don't really want to mess with it, and I'll probably glue it in the down position, or no, you know what, I'll probably glue it in the up position, because it'll give me an extra platform if I need to move a guy onto. If it's on the ground, you know, you could just put him on the ground. So if I glued it down there, I'll never gain the opportunity to put something up here. But if I glue it up here, you know, I always have that opportunity to move something here, which would be cool. The other thing too, they give you this little railing piece, and in the instructions, it actually tells you to glue it on, and they tell you to glue it on there, which is the outside. I say no to that. And the reason I say no to that is because if you're playing with different size bases for different reasons or different games or whatever, let's say you got a 32 base, that's perfectly fine. Let's say you want to go up to a 40 base. you're gonna have to sort of turn it sideways. It'll fall in place in line, but you can't just slide it out. You gotta kind of lift it out. And then obviously a 50 is not gonna fit. But if you throw it on the side, and Necromunda is not known for being safe, right? So the railing wouldn't necessarily be in the front. If you throw it on the side, then you could throw your 40 in, no problem. It's got plenty of space. You could even throw a 50 mil in. Obviously, it's going to overhang, right? But you literally could just drop it on and pull it off. Drop it on, pull it off, no problems. And there's a 40 if you want to see. So it's literally a lot smoother. And I kind of like the look of that. I like it off to the side. That makes it feel more like a construction elevator as well. These little pieces right here, you get some railings. This obviously is smaller and was meant for this because it's got elevator controls on it. But I guess we're moving on to the next part. So here's your little elevator. You're going to get 2 of these as well. I've only built the one, and that's literally just sits right there. I don't know if they say I think they say to glue that in place onto one of the pieces of terrain, because no, I guess it stays. It's pretty sketchy though. I would probably glue that in place, but yeah, that's that. Then you're gonna get, oh, here's those 2 manhole covers I was talking about right there. I just haven't cut them off. Then you're gonna get a little baggie. I've got 18 plus circles. The reason I said 18 plus is I didn't count them and I kept finding more. You're gonna get 6 kegs. I'm calling those kegs. And you're gonna get 6 computer consoles. So the circles are basically these little kids right here. They fit with the what is it? What are you called? Thermic plasma conduits. So you get those guys. You can randomly glue these onto certain walls. Make sure you get the heights right before you glue them on permanently. So when you have the conduit come up and bend, it goes right into it. And I just lost that one. But we'll find it later. Oh, there it is. Oh, there we go. So you're going to get about 18 of these guys. I say about because I keep, like I said, finding them. Then you're going to get 6 of these little kegs. I'm calling them kegs because they look like futuristic, basically, kegs. They got a little spigot right here for like turning, letting the beer come out, or it's probably corpse starch, because that's a big old Necromunda thing now, the corpse starch. So maybe this is where you get your corpse starch at. And that has a hollow side, so you have to glue these to your walls. This is more decorative stuff. And your computer console, you get 6 of those. That's another thing you just glue to the wall, wherever you want. But I'm sorry this video is not as funny. I'm trying to get through it, because there's a ton of shit to show you. And I don't want to ramble on for like an hour. Just because this is, there's a lot of stuff, man. This kit is a serious deal. And then lastly, you're going to get this. You're going to get 4 stair railings, 12 regular railings, 4 ladders, and 2 controls with pipes. So this stuff, first of all, we'll talk about the stair railings. So these are these guys. And you're going to get a total of 4 of these pieces. And those are designed to glue on only one side of the stairs, which is interesting because you would think 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you double that because you get 2 of these. But you only get 1, 2, and then on the next kit you get 3, 4. So obviously Necromunda only cares halfway about safety. So you're going to get 4 of those. You're going to get 4 of these regular ladders. And these things are just basically standard ladders you put wherever. I believe they're also designed to go underneath here. Yep. Actually, that's probably where they're for. You got those two little notches. That goes right in there. So that's an access point for people to get up to stuff. So you'll probably want to glue those onto there. But you only have two of these, so you get 4 ladders. You got 2 for this particular reason, and then you have 2 to put wherever you want. Then you're gonna get 12 railings. And what these railings are is basically railings. You just like if you have the Sector Mechanicus terrain, there were railings on those. Well, you got railings on here. And just so you know, I'm going to do it on the other video, but the railings on Sector Mechanicus and these railings and the thickness of this walkway are interchangeable. So that's perfect. You got that going. You can clip these wherever you want. You can glue them in. You can leave them off. You do whatever the hell you want. They're yours to have fun with. Then the last thing I wrote was control with pipes. You just get this weird, you get 2 of these guys, which are just these little pieces again. What's it called? Flare? Wall flare is what it is. You just get some wall flare. So that's it, man. That is, let me get my high-tech Ziploc bag box so you can see my ugly mug. Whew! That was hard. I tried to rip through that, so I wanted to be as informative as possible for those of you who want just the facts, ma'am. So there you go. You're going to get the 4 stair railings, the 12 regular railings, the 4 ladders, the 2 control with pipes in that Ziploc, the 18 plus circles, because I keep dropping the damn things, the 6 kegs, or the corpse starch thingies, 6 computer consoles. Then you're going to get, what do we say, 4 of these with 2 of these with the holes. And then you're going to get 4 of these. Then you're going to get 2 of these. And you're going to get 6 of those, which again are the teethed ones that hook into that. You're going to get 12 of these kids, the columns. You're going to get 8 of those. 2 of these, but in linear, in terms of these, it makes 12 of these archways if you put them all together. 2 big doors, 2 little doors, and I think elevator, 2 of those, and 2 sets of staircases. And I think that's it. I do not think I missed anything. So let's hope I didn't, because I'm sure you guys will tell me. That's it. I mean, the kit's pretty fun. I'm not going to sit there and just play Legos, and I just wanted to give you an idea that there's a lot to work with, and there's a lot of things you have to pre-think out before gluing together. I think one of the big takeaways from this was for me, the stairs, keep them apart, you know, at least I'm going to. Obviously this won't stand freely because it's the second portion of this. This will stand by itself. But yeah, I think keeping that apart, I'll probably glue my ladder up here, my escalator or whatever. I might drop it a couple just to kind of make it offset it, and put my my Chingadoodad on the side instead of on the front, because it just looks better aesthetically to me. And then yeah, I mean, the ladder thing that we found out together about this thing, that's cool. Got to glue those in. Not a big fan of the Necromunda icon, that thing, like being a thing on terrain. I don't really like my terrain to be specific to a certain game. So like a lot of times when 40K does like their older stuff, their barricades and things, they'd put like Cadian helmeted skulls. Try to shave all that stuff up or cover it up with dirt, because I just want to be able to use that terrain for whatever, you know. Obviously there's going to be guns, last guns and stuff. I try to get that stuff off too. Imperial barrels, I shaved the little Imperial symbol off Just want it to be, you know, universal. I also used to play a lot of like Starship Troopers and Vor the Maelstrom, and those are probably my two big other sci-fi games I used to play a lot of. And you just don't want that stuff on there. And same thing with Necromunda. I don't want Necromunda heads. The symbol of Necromunda on my Necromunda terrain. That's kind of weird to me. So, whew, that was a mouthful, and that was 35 minutes. I think I did a good job. All things considered, I felt like there was a point where I was being super educating, and not funny. And I apologize for that. This is the time to take a breather now. So all those people who just wanted the facts can click off the video, or they probably already have because they got what they wanted. And then the people that are just sticking around for my smooth, sultry voice, you guys are still with me because you're all rad. So yeah, it's a fun kit. I want to thank Joseph Tewksbury, I believe that's how you say your last name, and the Devil Mixer. They were the ones that told me in my first video. They caught that I glued the tops to a set of these. This was my little demo set that I did when I was excited, and they totally called me out on it and probably stopped me from coming home and just gluing more together on accident. So thank you guys for pointing that out. Although in my defense, like I said in another video, anytime you stack, you have to have something on the top. So at one point, you'll have the glued ones. So I didn't completely botch that. I just sort of semi-botched it. But whew, so that's it. I'm doing these all night. Like, not all night, but I'm doing these videos one after the other and uploading them. So I'm gonna do some comparisons from the old Necromunda stuff, the old Imperialis stuff, all kinds of stuff coming up. So I'm gonna get going on that because we're rolling up on the 37 minute. We just hit it. Boom, 37 minutes of your life gone. You're welcome. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for commenting. That was pretty awesome, the last video. You guys dropping in and saying hi and calling me out on my shit. I appreciate that. And I'll try to keep you happy. Try to make these videos, and obviously when I feel like they need to be made. The reason I mainly make them is because I don't find this content online, and if I'm looking for it, I'm sure someone else is. So that's kind of the driving force behind when I make videos. This is why I don't do like videos for everything, because a lot of people cover it, and I'm like, cool, this guy's got it, or this girl's got it. I don't need to talk about that. But when I find shit that people don't talk about, I'm in. I'm on it. So, thank you guys. Catch you on the next one.